Welcome back to the Twin Lakes cabin. In our last episode, we poured the concrete for the footer of our foundation. We then tore off the formwork and admired our work on the first solid step toward completing our cabin. Winter was quickly on our heels, and we only had weekends to work on our grad school cabin, so we wrapped the materials we had on site so they could survive the long winter in the high Rockies. Before we knew it, snow covered the site in a thick blanket. Since our building site is up at nearly 10,000 feet in elevation, no work was going to be done during these winter months. At least, not at this stage of construction. It wouldn't be until the snow melted in the spring that we were able to get back to constructing our foundation walls. During these winter months, we made another big life change. I decided to take a job at a factory just 30 minutes south of our cabin site, so that eventually we could move there full time and finish construction. Olivia was still working and living in Boulder, and this long-distance relationship was the first challenge we faced associated with this project. Slowly, the days got longer, and winter turned into spring. Snow melted on the bluebird days, and then came flying back in with spring storms. Ice on the surface of the lakes disappeared, and the fishermen changed from ice fishing setups to fly fishing setups. Pretty soon the cold had dissolved enough we could begin to dig out our materials and reveal our building pad again. We wanted to get started as soon as we could, which meant that we didn't have time to let Mother Nature clear all the snow for us.
Burying you.
Good morning. It is Monday morning. This week we get started back on the build, but I just wanted to share the scene that I woke up to this morning. It is April 25th today, and apparently nobody got the memo that winter is over, because it definitely snowed a good 3 or 4 inches last night. Last week this was all dry and ready to go, and this morning, we're back with 3 to 4 inches of snow. So that's always fun. The joys of building at 10,000 feet. And just like that, it's all melted. Good to be back. Today is kind of our first day back to building after everything is melted. So over the last few months we've had a couple feet of snow up here, and we had to wait for everything to melt, but it's finally melted. So today it's just me, so I have my action items for today. Since we're jumping back into it, we got a lot of stuff happening, so I'm gonna try and film it all. Big things that are happening today, all happening at the same time, is our mobile mini storage unit is arriving somewhere around 11:30. Somewhere between 11 and 4. We also have our FedEx shipment of our basement waterproofing arriving. I have to go pick up alignment scaffolding for the ICF blocks as well at noon, which is probably going to get pushed back depending on these other deliveries here. I'm trying to clean out this area within the footer where we have all of our ICF's blocks currently staged right now. We want to get those out of there so we can pull our squares and do our measurements within the footer. And then we want to build a plank for access in there, because once we get the walls up to a certain height, we will only have access through one part of the wall. So we need a plank over the dugout section that we have for the footer right now. And then just cleaning up the site in general, getting ready to start laying up ICF blocks for our foundation. So pretty exciting day, but a lot going on. And I'm going to get to it. Okay, so a quick rundown. They need 70 feet to be able to get the container truck in here, drop it, and then pull out. We've got 70 feet here. They measured it, and we've got plenty of width. So once the container is here, put the waterproofing into the container.
The FedEx guy was delivering our dimple mat. This is a protective layer that we are going to install over the outside of our foundation wall. It provides drainage for water and also helps protect the fragile insulation layer. Goodbye, FedEx guy. See you next time. I hope you can make it down the hill. Both of our deliveries happened within an hour of each other. We had our dimple mat, and we had our shipping container to store everything in for the rest of the build. My last task for the day was to pick up the Zont-style scaffolding for our ICF walls. We were once again renting this from a company down south of us. It would be a while before we were ready to install this, but since we were new to the process, we didn't know how long it would take us to build our ICF walls. Renting the equipment early meant that whenever we were ready, we could have the scaffolding on site and start working on it right away. Thanks for watching. On the next episode, our building starts to go vertical. Come back and watch as we start our foundation walls.